Hello everyone, and welcome back to Toro Models. Today it's a bit of a special one. It's an unboxing day, but it's an unboxing for a new range of diorama accessories which have just appeared on the store. I have a limited range from RT-Diorama, which many of you know, that's a very highly respected brand out of Germany. RT-Diorama have been expanding their range over the last few years, and I wanted to get a limited range to begin with onto the store. I'm hoping to expand that over the next few months if it's possible. So I'll tilt the camera to the bench as usual, and we'll have a look at the range of new diorama accessories from RT-Diorama. See you in a sec. Okay, well, here we are at the bench. Right, so from RT-Diorama, I want to show you this one. Let me just back it off a little bit. As you can see, this is the fir tree, which I found to be very, very impressive when I first got it out of the box, which I'll show you in a second. That's the front. That's the back of the box with some information, which we'll have a look at in a second. Also give you some interesting information on the top about how to store this guy. So if you didn't want to get one of these and you're not going to use it straight away, don't forget, store this vertically. Very important. So we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail in a second, about how to get this guy out of the box with minimal damage. And the information we got on the front is it's 1/35 scale. It's 200 millimeters high. It's the fir tree number 2. It's one of their swift vegetation series, which they've been expanding over the last few months. You may have seen some of the other tree versions, which I am getting some of those into the UK. Limited numbers at the moment. Have a look at the store and you'll see exactly what's on the catalogue at the moment. If there's anything specific that you really want to sort of get hold of in the UK, do feed that back to me, and that will go on my my shopping list for the next round of stock. Now on the back gives us a little bit more information about the model itself. This is version 2, which they say is more realistic branch curvature, improved overall silhouette, refined engineering, and optimized packaging. Optimized packaging, well, we'll talk about that in a second, just to make sure you're aware of how to get this guy out of the box with minimal damage. It's all 3D printed. It's SLA. What they've done is really pack in the detail. I'm very, very impressed with all of that. So let's put that down for a second, and we'll get the actual model over itself so you guys can have a look at this in detail. So this is the guy. This is version 2 of the 20 centimeter fir tree. Let me bring that a little bit closer so you can see on my t-shirt, so you can see the amazing detail which they've managed to cram into this 3D printed model. I'm always amazed when I see 3D printed anything really that's of this detail, and yeah, it's amazing that you can get this level of detail in a 3D printed model. I mean, if I look at this with a naked eye, I can see sort of individual sort of prongs on each of the branches. Under magnification, it's even more impressive. You can see individual prongs on this fir tree, which is quite astonishing really. As you can see, it's full 3D printed with a base, which anchors this into the box, which I'll talk about in a second. So let's put that down for a second. Now you also get a little bit of leaflet in the box as well. Just show you that. Yeah. It really talks about how to make 3D printed pots, because they are inherently toxic. They are absolutely an irritant as well. So if you are going to be manipulating this for some time, then the advice is usually to wear gloves. I mean, I use gloves all the time anyway. That's how I usually wear gloves when I'm model making. I don't for these videos, just so you can see exactly what I'm trying to do with each of the tools or the models which I'm showing you guys. But the information sheet talks about how to cut the supports off. If you feel it needs a little bit more curing, how to do that, and also how to finish parts. But also, if you do need to manipulate this in some way, For instance, with say one of my grinding tools, for instance, if you were actually doing that, the potential issue, of course, is you're going to create lots of dust and debris, and you certainly don't want to be breathing that in. You certainly don't want to get that on your hands as well, particularly because it could be an irritant for you. So in those scenarios, gloves and just with some kind of face covering, I think is a good idea. Particularly if you're going to be manipulating this in some way or modifying it in some way, it's well worth paying attention to that, because it is a resin material. So we just put that there for a second. So the box itself, what they've done is when it delivers to you guys, it's in a box which has the actual 3D printing part stuck to the bottom of the inside. Yeah, that's a sort of sticky pad, and that sticks to the bottom of the box there to keep this thing upright. A little bit of bubble wrap to keep it upright and in fairly good condition. You may find, as I did, that some of the branches have actually snapped off in the box itself. I think that's it's going to be inevitable that there may be some damage with this gun, because it's very, very fragile. Yeah, it's quite difficult to try and minimise the damage there. And in fact, while I've got this branch with me, I just dropped it. I just want to bring that a little bit closer to the camera for you guys. So as close as I dare, so you can get a very good idea of the level of detail which you're getting with this particular model. It is absolutely astonishing that this is now possible with 3D printing technology. And the first, of course, gives us the opportunity to create dioramas and vignettes with massive amounts of detail. Really, so this thing will be an imposing and centerpiece for for any vignette. You could measure some figures. It will look very, very impressive. Now, because this thing is stuck to the bottom of the box, as you see, I destroyed the box getting this guy out, because I never unpacked one of these before. This is the first one I've unpacked. It does say keep this thing upright. Now, what I'm suggesting to you guys is keep the box upright and cut some of these panels out, and then try and peel the box away from the actual model itself. You'll then be able to lift it out and then very, very easily cut that off its base, and then you can manipulate it as you want. And that's what I would suggest. Certainly not open the box and then try and pull it out. Do not do that, because the base has got a sticky pad on it and it's stuck to the inside of the bottom. Yeah, and all you'll do is just wreck the model. Likewise, you could potentially cut the bottom out of there and then pull it out that way, but they absolutely do not recommend that, as you can see on this label here. If I just show that label, it does say do not do that. It's not a very good idea at all, because you potentially you may damage the model, and that's a very real possibility of that. You just say open the box from the underside or cut the box open, and I absolutely would agree with that. Is open the box as much as you can, keep it upright, try not to tip it if you don't want to put any pressure on the side of these this model, and then cut the panels out and then lift the model out. That way you should minimize any damage at all when you're unboxing this guy. But as I say, in the hand, and literally just looking at this with the naked eye, it absolutely is an amazing piece of model making. The level of detail is quite astonishing, and this is version 2, so they've actually improved the detail from the first version of this guy. But very, very impressive indeed. So that's the new Fir Tree, which you can get on the store right now. It should be available as you watch this. 1/35 scale, 200 millimeters high, massive amounts of detail available for this guy. As always, guys, if it's possible, do subscribe to the channel, and of course hit that bell icon to keep up to date with all of the latest news. Don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter if you haven't already. That's the best way of finding out what's new in the store and keeping up to date what's happening across Tyrol models. If you do need to get in touch with me, absolutely do. The best way is email. It's quite difficult to get me on the phone. I know people have tried to call me. I'm usually busy doing something else. Emails, I absolutely see every single email. So if you do need to contact me about this or indeed anything else across the store, please do use email where you can. There's a form on the contacts page, and also my email address is there as well. So as usual, guys, keep on modeling.